I'll never forget the moment I hit play on that damn recorder. The sound exploded through my earbuds like a gun shot me wife, Lauren, her voice low and sultry, giggling in a way I hadn't heard in years. Then came the other voice, some smug asshole, smooth-talking her like he owned her. "You're so much hotter than he deserves," he said, and I heard the clink of a wine glass, the rustle of sheets. My stomach churned. It was 2 a.m., and I was sitting in our dark living room in Seattle, the rain pounding the windows, clutching her interview recorder like it was a live grenade. She'd left it on the kitchen counter after coming back from work. That night said she'd been interviewing a source for her next big story. Bullshit. The tape didn't lie. My wife of 8 years was screwing some guy in a hotel room across town at the Four Seasons. I wanted to puke. I wanted to scream. Instead, I listened, every filthy word burning into my brain. I'm Jake Carter, 38, a structural engineer who spends his days designing bridges that don't collapse. Lauren's 35, a freelance journalist with a sharp mind and a body that still turns headlong legs, curves that fill out a pencil skirt just right, and auburn hair that catches the light like fire. We've been married since 2017, back when she was chasing Pulitzers and I was still naive enough to think trust was a given. That night, October 12, 2024, everything I thought I knew about us went up in flames. The recorder was her prized possession, a sleek silver thing she used for every interview. She'd been giddy when she left that morning, saying she was meeting a big fish for her latest exposé on corruption in the Seattle Port Authority. I didn't think twice until she stumbled home at midnight, smelling like expensive perfume and lies, claiming she'd lost track of time. I found the recorder an hour later, still warm from her bag. Curiosity got the better of me. Now I wish it hadn't. The guy's name was Ethan, I figured out later. Ethan fucking Caldwell, 42. A slick real estate developer with a jawline carved from marble and a reputation for betting anything with a pulse. I'd heard of him. Seattle's elite loved to whisper about his penthouse parties and his black Amex. Lauren's voice on the tape, dripping with lust, called him dangerous. He laughed, deep and cocky, and said, "You love it." I stopped the recording when I heard the bed creak. Couldn't take it. My hands shook as I poured a double shot of bourbon, the bottle rattling against the glass. How long had this been going on? Was this the first time? My mind raced, but one thing was clear. I wasn't letting this slide. The next morning, I called my buddy Mike, 39, a burly ex-Marine turned private investigator. We met at a dive bar on Capitol Hill, the kind of place where the jukebox plays Springsteen and the bartender doesn't ask questions. Mike's got a shaved head, a crooked nose from too many fights, and a no-nonsense attitude I needed right then. I slid the recorder across the sticky table. "Listen to this," I said, my voice tight. He plugged in his earbuds, his face hardening as the tape rolled. When it finished, he leaned back, cracking his knuckles. "Jesus, Jake, you sure you want to dig into this? It's gonna get ugly." "Ugly's already here," I snapped. "I need to know everything, who he is, how long, all of it." Mike nodded. "Give me 48 hours. I'll tail her, get you proof. But you gotta stay cool, man. Don't tip her off." Cool? I was a volcano ready to blow. But I agreed. That afternoon, I acted normal, kissed Lauren goodbye as she headed out to meet her editor. Her lips soft and deceitful against mine. She looked stunning in a black blazer and tight jeans, her green eyes sparkling with a secret I now understood. I wanted to grab her, shake her, demand answers. Instead, I smiled and said, "Have a good day, babe." The door clicked shut, and I punched a hole in the drywall. By Wednesday, Mike had dirt. He met me at my office downtown, a glass-walled cube overlooking the Puget Sound. He tossed a manila envelope on my desk, photos spilling out. Lauren and Ethan at the Four Seasons bar, her hand on his thigh, them stepping into an elevator, his arm around her waist. Her leaving his penthouse at 3 a.m., hair mussed and lipstick gone. "They've been at it for at least 2 months, Mike said. Hotel receipts, texts I pulled from a burner phone she's using. She's good at covering tracks, but not good enough." I stared at a photo of Ethan, tall, tanned, with a smug grin and a tailored suit that screamed money. "What's his deal?" I asked. "Married, no kids. Wife's a yoga instructor. Blonde. Legs for days. He's a player, Jake. Lauren's not his first side piece." That hit like a sucker punch. My wife me Lauren was just another notch on this prick's bedpost. I thanked Mike and sent him off with a wad of cash. Then I sat there, staring at the photos, my mind spinning. Divorce? Confrontation? Revenge? I didn't know yet, but I wasn't letting her play me for a fool. That night I upped the ante. I called my sister, Sarah, 41, a divorce lawyer with a razor-sharp tongue and a pent-up grudge against Lauren since day one. We met at her place in Ballard, a cozy craftsman house cluttered with legal books and empty wine bottles. Sarah's got dark hair, a runner's build, and eyes that can spot bullshit a mile away. I played her the tape. She winced, then poured me a glass of Pinot. "She's a fucking idiot, Jake. You've got her dead to rights. If you want to nuke this marriage, I can make it quick and painful for her." "I don't know what I want," I admitted. "I still love her, Sarah. Or at least I did." She snorted. "Love doesn't mean shit when she's banging some sleaze in a $500 a night room. You've got options: divorce her, bleed her dry in court, or confront her and see if she grovels. Your call." I didn't answer. Couldn't. The idea of losing Lornoff ending us felt like a sledgehammer to the chest. But the betrayal? That was a knife twisting deeper every second. Friday night I set the trap. Lauren said she was working late again. I waited till she left, then drove to the Four Seasons, my heart pounding like a jackhammer. Mike had tipped me off Ethan was hosting a private event in the penthouse suite. I slipped the concierge $100 to let me up. The elevator ride felt like forever. The mirrored walls reflecting a man I barely recognized, bags under my eyes, jaw clenched, hands balled into fists. The door to 1801 was ajar, laughter spilling out. I pushed it open and stepped into a scene straight out of a bad movie. Ethan lounging on a leather sofa, a glass of scotch in hand. Lauren perched on his lap in a red dress that hugged her hips like a second skin. Her hair tumbled over her shoulders, her lips glossy and parted mid-laugh. Two other guests, a leggy brunette in a gold mini-dress and a balding guy with a Rolex, glanced my way, startled. Ethan smirked. "Can I help you, buddy?" Lauren's head snapped up. Her eyes widened, her face draining of color. "Jake, what the hell?" "Surprise, honey?" I said, my voice ice cold. "Thought I'd drop by your interview." She scrambled off Ethan's lap, smoothing her dress, her heels clicking on the hardwood. "This isn't what it looks like. Save it." I cut her off, holding up the recorder. "I've got it all on tape. You and Loverboy here. Real classy." Ethan stood, all 6 foot woe of him, his chest puffed out. "You need to leave, man. This is private property." "Fuck you," I spat, stepping closer. "You're screwing my wife. You don't get to play the victim." The brunette gasped, clutching her purse. Rolex guy muttered, "Oh shit," and backed toward the door. Lauren grabbed my arm, her nails digging in. "Jake, please, let's talk about this." "Talk?" I yanked free, glaring at her. "You've been talking plenty." To him. "In bed." Ethan chuckled, sipping his scotch. "She's a big girl, Jake. Made her own choices. Maybe you should have kept her happy." I lunged. My fist connected with his jaw, a satisfying crack echoing through the room. He stumbled back, glass shattering on the floor. Lauren screamed, "Stop it!" But I didn't care. I hit him again, blood spattering his white shirt. The brunette bolted, Rolex guy shouting, "Call security!" Ethan swung back, clipping my cheek, but I tackled him onto the sofa, fists flying. It was chaos, raw, messy, and fucking cathartic. Security hauled me off him 5 minutes later, my knuckles bruised, my shirt torn. Lauren stood there, mascara streaking her face, sobbing, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." I didn't look at her. Couldn't. They escorted me out, Ethan yelling threats about lawsuits, but I was numb. The rain hit me like needles as I stumbled to my truck. Back home, I packed a bag. Lauren showed up an hour later, banging on the door, begging me to let her in. It was a mistake, Jake. I swear it didn't mean anything. I opened the door, stared into those green eyes I used to drown in, and said, "You're a liar, and I'm done." "Where are you going?" she cried, grabbing my sleeve. "Away from you," I said, shaking her off. "Figure out your shit. I'm not your doormat." I drove to Mike's place, crashing on his couch with a bottle of Jack. The next week was a blur. Sarah drafting divorce papers, Mike digging up more on Ethan's shady deals, me staring at old photos of Lauren and wondering where it all went wrong. Did she ever love me? Was it the thrill? The money? I didn't know. Maybe I never would. A month later, I'm in a shitty apartment near Lake Union, the divorce still pending. Lauren's called 100 times, left voicemails swearing she'll change. Ethan's wife filed for divorce too. Turns out she found out about Lauren and a dozen others. Karma's a bitch. I've started talking to a woman at work, Claire, 32, with a shy smile and a killer ass in those yoga pants she wears on casual Fridays. Nothing's happened yet, but it's something. A spark, maybe. I still hear that tape in my head some nights, the giggles, the clinking glasses, the betrayal. I don't know if I'll ever trust again. Marriage? Thought it was forever. Now it's just a word. Lauren's out there, living her life, and I'm here, picking up pieces. Will I take her back? Burn her world down in court? Move on with Claire? Hell if I know. All I've got is this bourbon, this view of the water, and a choice I haven't made yet.